Welcome to the Money Watch Show. It is Halloween, All Hallows Eve, Tuesday, October 31st. I'm Jill Schlesinger, hater of Halloween for so many years of my life, I can't even tell you. I'm joined by my co-host, Mark Talercio, who, I don't know, it didn't sound like you were a lover of Halloween. It doesn't sound like you have a huge opinion about Halloween, Mark.
No, I would say also a hater, but I kind of have no choice now, so I'm stuck.
You were very funny, but you do love other holidays. Let's rank holidays, okay? So would you say that Christmas is number one?
Yeah, definitely now with Theo. I would say like 5 years ago, I would say Thanksgiving is number one. But now with Theo, it's Christmas 1, Thanksgiving 2.
Okay, I like that. I'll have to just make sure that I invite you to a Passover Seder to see if I can get Theo excited about the Seder. And that might put you over the edge. It's a whole holiday, which basically you're sitting at the table and eating. It's kind of great.
If that's the case, he'll be fine.
Anyway, I'm very excited for you guys to have your Halloween day and evening. I hope you have fun. And also, I hate scary movies. Another sort of side piece. Mark, do you know what we started binging over the weekend? It was rainy day activities. Hijack. Ooh.
It's intense, right?
It's very compelling. I'm glad I didn't watch it before I got on an airplane. Let me just say that. Anyway, this is the program that takes the mystery out of your financial life. If you've got a question, go to jillonmoney.com, click the Contact Us button. You complete a form. That form is your email. We'll get it. We'll answer it. Now, if you would like to join us live, which we love, all you have to do is check the box. Mark does everything else. All there right at jillonmoney.com. While you are on the website, don't forget you can sign up for the free weekly newsletter. Comes out every single Friday. You can also, you know what? Fork over a few shekels, $35. Jill on Money Live. That's where you have access to quarterly live webinars. Our next webinar is coming up in December with my once employee, now dear friend, Daniel Forbes. He's a certified financial planner. He'll tell you all the gossip about, what a great or horrible boss I was. And you'll be an insider. You'll be an official insider. There's also a lot of really great bonus content, like our recent interview with Diana Henriquez. Oh, by the way, glowing review of her book in the Financial Times over the weekend, Mark. Just wanted to let you know. So check it out. Jill on Money Live. Today, we are on the line with Joe from Colorado. Joe, give us your opinion of Halloween. Like, dislike, medium, what do you think?
Well, I'm kind of an introvert, so I kind of like it, and I also kind of hate it.
What do you mean? Why would an introvert like Halloween? Because you can put a costume on?
Well, no, because everyone's coming to your door, and there's lots of parties that you're expected to go to.
Ugh.
But I do have a 6-year-old, and so that kind of makes me have to like Halloween.
And what's the costume of the 6-year-old?
He's going to be Marshall from Paw Patrol.
I don't even know what that means. What is that, Mark?
Paw Patrol. That's a fixture in our household.
Yes.
Okay.
Obsessed.
All right.
You don't know Marshall?
No, I don't know anything.
Marshall is the firefighter pup. Come on.
Yeah. There's a new movie in the theaters right now. We've seen it twice. So
I feel so out of the this whole social structure. Okay, it's a firefighter dog, basically.
Well, he's part of a group of dogs. They are collectively known as the Paw Patrol.
Oh, you know what? I know. I've seen that billboard on the West Side Highway going northbound. So now that it really does explain a lot. Now, Joe, how much does a firefighter pup costume cost?
Oh, man. I think we paid $40 for it.
Oh, my God. You could have been a Jill on Money Live subscriber and skate $5 for coffee. All right. What brings you to us? What's going on?
So I've listened to you for a while now, and I keep hearing you say that it's probably not a great idea to put all of your money into tax advantage accounts. And that is what we're doing. So I'm just wondering if we have the right strategy. We're in a very high tax bracket. So that's why we have been doing that. But I'm just curious to hear your thoughts as to why that might not be a great idea.
All right. Well, maybe it is a right idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you never know. Okay. So first, Joe, how old are you?
I'm 42.
And you have a we. So who's the we in this?
Yes. My husband, he's 37.
Ooh, I like the younger man. Very
Yeah.
good for your life expectancy. So that's good. Okay. Now you said you're in a high tax bracket. How much do you guys earn together?
Together we're around 400,000. I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Mm-hmm.
So he makes all the income.
Okay, but 400,000, that's 32%. That's your
Yeah.
highest bracket. You have two more brackets before you could even
I
say
mean,
you're in the top bracket.
that's true.
So
Yes.
is his income likely to go higher in the future?
That's a good question. I'm not entirely sure. We're actually taking a little bit of a pay cut next year.
Why is that?
He just the way he structures his job, his
Mm-hmm.
new contract is just going to be higher for everybody else, but a little bit lower for him because he was getting some subsidies that he's not going to be getting anymore.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the cash flow based on that 400,000. So he is maxing out what kind of retirement plan? Is it a 401k?
Yes.
Okay. And how much money is in the 401k?
Right now it's about 180.
Okay, that's great. And did you put any money away while you were working before you were staying at home with the 6-year-old firefighter pup?
Yes, about 160.
Great. And is that also pre-tax?
Yes,
Did you roll that over into an IRA rollover?
I did.
Okay.
And
Where
then
is that?
it's all with Fidelity.
Okay, great. And you said you also have something else. What is that?
So basically, we're also contributing to Roth IRAs through the back door. And so to do that, I had a small amount of income and I used that opportunity to roll it into a solo 401k for myself. So then I could contribute to the backdoor IRA. So
Sweet. So you're maxing out his 401k and two backdoor Roths for, so one each for you, right?
yes.
Great. Anything else that you guys are doing savings wise?
We also max out an HSA and then invest that. But we've only been doing that for, I think this year we started doing that. So there's not much in there, about 8,000, I think.
Okay. But do you have, say, a brokerage account also or not?
We don't. We
Okay.
spent the majority of our time paying off student loans, and we just got that done this year.
Oh, congratulations. That's amazing.
Tell us what the total amount was.
Okay. So you had student loans. Both of you each had a student loans?
Yes, I had student loans. Mine were significantly less than his. So total, it was about 465,000.
Stop it. Stop it right now. Okay, wait. Can I guess? Because I'm not even looking at the email that you sent. Is he a doctor?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. I only see 400,000 in doctors. Did
Yeah.
they have, was he able to work at a place where he got some help for paying off those loans or not?
So, no. I mean, we could have gone the public service loan forgiveness route, but we just didn't like that large amount of money hanging over our heads for that long. So we decided to just buckle down and pay it off.
How did you do this? You have to explain. What happened?
We worked like crazy. And I say we because, when he's working, I'm also working because I have to manage everything at home and we had a small baby. And so he would work a ton of extra shifts. He would work in rural hospitals that required him to be gone for a week sometimes, in addition to his regular job. So we really worked very, very hard for about 4.5 years.
That's rough, man. That is rough, but you did it.
We did it, yeah. And it's great to just not have it hanging over our heads anymore. So,
oh yeah, that's great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Did you replace that $465,000 of student loan debt with a mortgage or something like that?
We did, yes.
Tell us about your house.
Yeah. So we live in a high cost of living area, and we actually kick ourselves a bit because we just sat and watched prices go up and up and up and up and kept saying, oh, they can't possibly go up anymore. And,
and yes, they could.
And yes, they could. So last year we decided if we don't jump in now, we could get priced out of the area we want to be in. So we decided to just do it. So we bought a house for, I think it was 650-ish, 3.3%. We got in just before interest rates started going crazy. And it's a 30-year mortgage on that.
What's the outstanding mortgage amount that you have?
I believe it's 635.
Okay. So 650, 635, you just, you know what? By the way, everyone listening, doctors and other kinds of professions like this, where you can have a certain amount of income, you are often able to get a decent interest rate on a mortgage when you're in that profession. It's like one of those weird things that's still the case, which is doctors seem to be able to get mortgages, even though doctors make less money than they ever did in the past. So how's your cash flow, given that you are maxing out his 401k, maxing out your HSA, maxing out your backdoor Roths, and have a $600-something thousand mortgage? How is it?
It's pretty good, I would say. We've tried to keep expenses fairly low. We have inflated our lifestyle a little bit with the purchase of the house, but we still have, I don't know, a couple thousand, sometimes more, depending on his income varies. So depending on shifts he's worked and things of that nature. So we're not stressed by any means.
Okay. You know, sometimes I find that when people have had this huge amount of debt, once they get out of it, they're very good savers. And maybe that's kind of how you guys are as well. Right now, that extra $2,000 a month, where do you think that goes? Like out the window, or do you have it like an emergency reserve fund? Where is that?
We have about $35,000 in an emergency fund, and we're currently working on increasing that because we set that at a time when we didn't own a house.
So let's try to get this kind of worked out now. So you have your estate done and the insurance and all that stuff is done, right?
Yes. We have $1 million policy on myself. We have a $3 million policy on my husband. We pay like $6,000 a year for disability insurance for him.
Oh, that's a killer. I hate
it really
that. But
is.
You know what? It is so worth it because, by the way, statistically, you are much more likely to be disabled than dying before prematurely. Okay. Now, next for you, I want to understand that you guys, just so we have the big picture, any more kids on the horizon or not?
No, I am one.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
I feel like we're living identical lives, Joe.
I know.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I love him to death, but no more children.
Okay. One of the other things that's hard to imagine because you are so young is if you push ahead 20 years, it's not just that maybe tax rates are going to go up. It's just that the accumulation of all that money in a pre-tax account means that you will have substantial minimum required distributions. Substantial. And so at the very least, at least while you're in the 32% as the highest bracket, at least for now, we would start to use the 401k, the Roth version of the 401k. And, if his income rises dramatically and you go back to work and all of a sudden you guys are making $800,000 a year together and tax rates have changed, we could make a different decision. But knowing what I know right this second, around 32%, I would be using a Roth for you guys.
He seems very resistant, but I will.
How are we going to do that?
Play this
How are we
for
going
him.
Well, why doesn't he? You know what? Stop helping people and come on the show with us.
Yeah, that's true. I could tell him that. Yeah.
Why do you think he's resistant?
He told me last night. He's like, I just don't understand because it's 38%. With state income tax, but I did explain to him that what I thought your guys' opinion would be that. Tax
okay, hold on. But we also want to give him a little bit of let's just give some real numbers to this. Mark, can you do a quick calculation for me while you're sitting there eating your bonbons? Let's presume that right now they've got they've got 350 that is in pre-tax. Then also presume that they put away the max into, don't even do a catch-up contribution, okay? The max into their retirement.
Let's just call it 50 grand.
Right. Now, do that until he is 60 years old. So he's 37, okay? So do that for 23 years. And give me what the number is at that point in the future of what the the future, and don't use a huge growth rate of investments, like normal.
Conservative return, you're looking at about 3.7.
Okay. So let me just be clear. So I know this is all silly because this is 100 years from now. So now let's see, 3.7 is at your age 60. Okay. Now, even if you were really smart and said, let's start taking some of the money out before age 75, even so, you wouldn't be able to take enough out. You'd be like pulling money out at a higher tax bracket anyway. Now, let's just pretend you are 75 and you have to start taking some amount of money out of this account. Generally speaking, and again, this is total back of the envelope. Let's take 4% of that out. Okay. So let's say that you got it down to $3 million. You were able to pull it out and you were really smart. Now the government is going to say, all right, we want to take out at least 4% of this account every year. So that money will be forced to come out on top of Social Security. And now all of a sudden you're kind of in the same tax bracket. That's the issue. He has a point, which is it's hard to swallow the idea that you're giving up a tax deduction today. Just explain to him, maybe when you hear this, husband, Paw Patrol dad, Dr. Paw Patrol, what I want you to hear is that we know what your tax liability is today. We don't know what it will be in the future. So I don't know whether you're going to be in a 38% tax bracket in the future, or maybe you'll be in a 42% tax bracket. I don't know. All I know is that today, tax rates are at their lowest level in the post-war era, post-World War II, that is. Thank you very much. And we know that you can actually lock in a 32% tax bracket. I don't know about that in the future. So let's say that we take advantage of this for a while, at least until you have about the same amount in each account, meaning the same amount in pre-tax as you do in post-tax or Roth. I know so many people have the same problem.
Yeah, I mean, that's good to hear, because what I didn't want to happen is us get to retirement age and then realize, oh, we should have gone back and done this differently.
You'll be so happy in 23 years or so. I mean, what you see is yours. And when you want it, you can take it whenever you want.
Right.
It's so important that people hear that, which is, the numbers you see in these accounts, these numbers are la land. You have not paid the tax on them. Okay. And that's why we are so emphatic about our desire to have you lock in your tax liability when you know what that tax liability will be, because the fear of the unknown is really the part that many investors battle. This is a big unknown in your future. You can't control investment returns. This you could potentially control. Okay, Mark, we're going to let her go. So, Joe, good luck. Let us know how things rock and roll. And if you're listening and you're having a similar conversation between you and the tax gods, or you and your spouse, give us a holler. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the contact us button, and we would love to talk it through with you. And by the way, sometimes we are on the line with people and we say, you know what? Actually, pre-tax is better. So it depends. Every situation is different. Get in touch with us. Let us walk you through this process. Hey, all the stuff that we do, everything, it's on the website, JillOnMoney.com. Check it out. And if you want, you can subscribe to our service, Jill on Money Live, and there you'll get the Ed Slott tax tables, which are fabulous, that live behind the paywall. I love those. I use them all the time. Okay, Mark Telares here is the co-host and executive producer, as well as the king of all things web at Jill on Money. We are distributed by Paramount Global. We drop our episodes Tuesdays and Thursdays. Do something nice for someone else. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you on Thursday.